The cells. The cell is the basic structural and functional unit of the body. The dead cork cell, first observed by scientist Robert Hooke, and the living bacteria cell, first observed by scientist Leeuwenhoek. The cell theory. According to the Sladen and Schwann, the cell is the structural unit of all living beings. The cell is the functional unit of all living beings. The all living cells are originate from the pre-existing cells. All characters of all living beings are inherited through the cell from one generation to another. Exception viruses and, and some multinucleate plant and animal cells. Next, the composition of the cell. Composition of cell. Commonly, a cell has two parts, that is, envelope, envelope, and the protoplasm, and the protoplasm. Envelope of the cells are of three types, that is, cell membrane, cell membrane. It is common to all cells. Then cell wall. It is present in only plant cells and some prokaryotic cells. Then the cell coat. Cell coat is present in some animal cells only. Protoplasm is composed of two parts, that is cytoplasm, and nucleus. Then what is the protoplasm? Protoplasm is the living matter present inside the envelope of a cell. Protoplasm is the living matter present inside the envelope of the cell. Protoplasm contains two parts, that is cytoplasm and nucleus. So the cytoplasm and nucleus togetherly called the protoplasm of a cell. It is the living part of the cell. Remember it. Then we comes to cytoplasm. Cytoplasm has two parts, that is cytosol. The gel-like matter of the cytoplasm is known as cytosol, and the cell organelle. Cell organelle. Cell organelle, we can classify the cell organelle into following groups. These are first double membraned organelle, single membraned organelle, and membraneless organelle, and microbodies. The cell organelle present inside the cytoplasm, which are double membraned. These are the mitochondria, and the plastid. Mitochondria is common for the plant and animal both cells, but plastid is only present in the plant cells, does not present in the animal cells. Then we come to the single membrane organelle. Single membrane organelle are these are the following, that endoplasmic reticulum or ER, Golgi body, then lysosome, and the vacuole Membraneless organelle are following. These are centriole, or centrosome. These are centrosome and ribosome. Centrosome is only present in the animal cells, but ribosome is the common membraneless organelle for both the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, cells. Then microbodies. Microbodies are small organelle-like structure which perform a special function in the cells. These are peroxisome, glyoxysome, etc. So these are the composition of a cell. These are the composition of a cell. Envelope and protoplasm. Protoplasm classified into two parts, that are cytoplasm and nucleus. Cytoplasm has two parts, cytosol and shell organelle. Shell organelle also classified into following: double membrane organelle, single membrane organelle, membraneless organelle, and microbodies. Double membrane organelle are mitochondria and plastid. Single membrane organelle are endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, lysosome, and vacuole. Membraneless organelle are centrosome and ribosome. Microbodies are peroxisome, glyoxysome. So now I come to the envelope part of the cell, structure of the envelope of a cell. First, I come on the cell wall. Cell wall is made up of different composition, such as cellulose is the main component for the cell wall of a plant, chitin is the main component of the cell wall of a fungus, peptidoglycan is the main component of the cell wall of a prokaryotic cell, and sometimes the silica is present on the cell wall of the plant cell, such as diatom. Diatom has a siliceous cell wall. What is the structure of a cell wall? If we observe plant cells, the plant cells which are present togetherly, then the middle portion of the cell wall, if we enlarge it, then we can see a common middle portion. We can see a common middle portion which is known as the middle lamella. Middle lamella is composed of calcium pectate, and magnesium pectate. That is the middle lamella. It is present just between the two cell wall. Then the component of the cell wall also deposited on the middle lamella into the both side of the middle lamella, which is known as which is known as this portion, which is known as the primary wall, which is known as the primary wall. Primary wall is composed of cellulose in case of plant cell, cellulose and hemicellulose, cellulose and hemicellulose. Then the other components of the shell wall are deposited on the both side of the primary wall, which are deposited on the both side of the primary wall. That structure or this layer is called the secondary wall. We can classify the secondary wall also into three parts, that is from inner side to outer side, H1, H2 and H3. That is the part of the secondary wall. Secondary wall. It is the secondary wall is made up by the deposition of hemicellulose, lignin, pectin, suberin, etc. So the hemicellulose, lignin, pectin, suberin also deposited on the both side of the primary wall, which are known as the secondary wall. Okay. Secondary wall also classified into three parts, that is separated into three parts, that is H1, H2 and S3. Then we come to the plasmodesmata. What is plasmodesmata? The small pores which are present on the cell wall. The small pores which are present on the cell wall is called plasmodesmata. If we observe the structure of a plasmodesmata, that will look like the following structure. These are the cell wall. So cell wall has three parts, that is, these are the middle lamella, then primary wall, and the secondary wall, and the gap present between the shell wall is called plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmata has the following part. Plasmodesmata contains a special structure which is known as the desmotubule. Desmotubules are elongated through the plasmodesmata, which connects with the ear of the successive cells, which are connect with the ear means endoplasmic reticulum of the successive cells. For that, the plasmodesmata makes the connection between two protoplasm. So this pore is called plasmodesmata, plasmodesmata, which contain the desmotubule. Desmotubule interconnects the ear of two successive plant cells. Through the plasmodesmata, plant exchange their material between two successive plant cells. Next, I come on the shell membrane. It is the outermost layer. Shell membrane is the outermost layer in the case of animal cells, but in case of plant cell, their shell wall is present. For that, cell membrane just lies beneath to the shell wall in case of plant cell. The structure of shell membrane. The shell membrane is composed of protein, lipid, and some carbohydrates. Okay, these are the composition of cell membrane. The protein is present in maximum, that is near about 58% of the shell membrane, lipid near about the 40% of the shell membrane, and carbohydrate is about 2% in a shell membrane. Then I come on the structure of cell membrane. About the structure of the shell membrane, many hypotheses are proposed by many scientists. From them, two theories are highly accepted by the scientists. These are first is the unit membrane model. Unit membrane model proposed by scientist Robertson in 1959. Unit membrane model of Robertson. The name unit membrane model is used for that the membrane of all membranous structure, means the structure which has the membrane has similar structure. This structure, according to Robertson, as the diagram drawing by me, that is, there is three layer outer layer is made up of protein, and inner layer also made up of protein, so and the intermediate portion is made up of two phospholipid layer, two phospholipid layers. These phospholipid layers togetherly formed the lipid layer, the lipid layer of the cell membrane. So in a cell membrane, according to Robertson's unit membrane model, the lipid layer is present in between two protein layer. Hmm. Each phospholipid molecule is like the following structure, look like that. It has a polar head. It has a polar head. It has a polar head and has a non-polar tail. It has a polar head which bears the small amount of charge, that is positive or negative charge it contains. For that, the head portion of the phospholipid molecule is called polar head, which is hydrophilic in nature, and non-polar tails does not carries any charge, and the nature of the non-polar tail is hydrophobic. Means the polar head attract the water, but non-polar head refuse the water. Non-polar tail refuse the water. This property of the phospholipid molecule provide the selective nature of a cell membrane. For that, cell membrane is not a semi-permeable membrane. It is the selectively permeable membrane. Which allows the solvent molecule and some small solute molecule. Next, I come on the another proposal of the structure of cell membrane, that is called fluid mosaic model. Fluid mosaic model of scientist Singer and Nicholson in 1972. Fluid mosaic model of Singer and Nicholson 1972. It is very important for you. According to fluid mosaic model, Singer and Nicholson proposed that the cell membrane has a phospholipid bilayer. For cell membrane made up of a phospholipid bilayer. Phospholipid bilayer means it is a lipid layer. Means the cell membrane is a lipid layer, made up of a lipid layer. Made up of a lipid layer. And in that case, the term fluid mosaic model, fluid comes from the fluid used for the fluidity nature of the phospholipid bilayer. Fluidity nature of the phospholipid bilayer means phospholipid bilayer provide the fluidity of the cell membrane. Then where does the protein present? The proteins is arranged in a mosaic manner. The proteins is arranged in a mosaic manner according to the Singer and Nicholson. Okay, so a cell membrane has two types of protein. Two types of protein. These are the extrinsic protein and the intrinsic protein. Extrinsic protein and intrinsic protein. What is the difference between them? Extrinsic protein is attached to the cell membrane from peripheral side only. From peripheral side only. That is, the proteins which are attached in peripheral side only is called extrinsic protein. Is called extrinsic protein, and which elongated from one end to another is called intrinsic protein. Is called intrinsic protein or integral protein or integral protein. Intrinsic protein also helps in the exchange of certain molecule from outer side to the inner side or inner side to the outer side of a cells. For that, these protein also called tunnel protein, also called tunnel protein. So according to fluid mosaic model, the cell membrane is made up of a lipid layer, made up of a lipid layer, and the proteins are arranged on the lipid layer in a mosaic manner. In a mosaic manner, the proteins which are present in a lipid layer also has also two types, that is extrinsic protein which attached to the cell membrane from periphery side and which are easily separated. We can easily separate the extrinsic protein from the cell membrane, and intrinsic protein or tunnel protein arranged which arranged from the end to end or which completely embedded on the cell membrane or lipid layer is called intrinsic protein. It helps in exchange of some molecule from cell to cell or from cell to environment or environment to cell. For that, these intrinsic protein or integral protein also called tunnel protein. Okay, so these are the models of the cell membrane. According to Singer and Nicholson, at the time of exchange of molecule, the phospholipid bilayer can exchange their place, Okay, this movement also called flip flop, movement. Flip flop movement. At the time of exchange of certain molecules, the phospholipid molecule can change their position from one end to another. This movement is called flip-flop movement. So these are the structure of the cell membrane. Then I come to the next part. Oh, sorry. So where the carbohydrate is present? Previously I said that the composition of the cell membrane is protein, lipid and carbohydrate. According to fluid mosaic model, lipid and protein we can see, but where does the carbohydrate present? Carbohydrate present
carbohydrate does not present singly. It always attach with the may with phospholipid molecule or may with the protein molecule. It attaches always with the protein molecule or with the lipid molecule. If the carbohydrate is attached with the lipid molecule, then it is called glycolipid and it is called glycolipid. If the carbohydrate attached with the protein, then it is called glycoprotein. Glycoprotein. Okay. So these are the carbohydrate present in the cell membrane. Then I come to the next envelope. Next envelope means cell coat. Cell coat or glycocalyx. Cell coat or glycocalyx. What is glycocalyx or cell coat? In some animal cell, in some animal cell, a special membrane, a special membrane is present which surrounds the cell membrane. A membrane surrounds the cell membrane. This structure is called glycocalyx or cell coat, which is composed of mucopolysaccharide. Mucopolysaccharide. This structure is called glycocalyx or cell coat. Cell coat only present in the case of animal cell, does not present in the plant cell. Okay, so these are the structure of the cell envelope.